I was like sitting there thinking about it. I was like, okay, I'm in love with you, and I enjoy being around you, and we click on almost everything. Sure, I've been a dickhead in the past, and she's been a dickhead too, but like for the most part, we click. And I was sitting there thinking about it, and I honestly like what got me thinking on it was a episode of The Golden Girls, like she was watching the night before. In which, have you ever watched The Golden Girls? It's a good fucking show. Okay, judge me all you want, Billy Cronin.
Dude, I watched every single episode of Charmed from the very beginning to the end because it's my wife's favorite friggin' show of all time, and she has every.
I feel like that's just a '90s girls thing, like, cause fucking Charmed is whatever. Yeah, but anyway, so we're watching this Golden Girls episode, and basically, I'll save you the whole thing. But Betty White essentially tells one of her lovers, because she's like, I don't know, 60 years old. She's older than that at that point. Or I don't know how old she is in the show. But anyway, she's dating somebody, and then a guy from her past comes up, and she's like, well, I don't know if I'm going to be happy with you or if I'm going to be happy with him, and I kind of just want to see where it goes. And the guy she was originally dating with, that didn't just show up out of nowhere, was like, well, if you love me, you'll come back to me, and I gotta kind of just let you do your own thing, and that's that, and all that stuff. And of course, it does the traditional, like, she goes with the other guy, and then he's a dick to her, and then she comes back, and all this stuff. But, like, what it meant to me, at least, is, like, even if she is going to Montana, and, let's say there is this fucking, let's just say, on her way to work, there's a cowboy that gets coffee at the same place she does, and they're always like, say, hey, and then, there's like a fling brewing or whatever. Like, I was telling her, I was like, if 20 minutes of fun with that guy is all you fucking need, and I get you the rest of my life, I mean, that 20 minutes is a drop in the rest of life as far as that goes. So I was like, just have your 20 minutes of fun. It's not going to bother me. Like, at this point, you do what you got to do. That's fine. As long as I get to be with you, I'm totally cool with that. And then she said the same thing to me. She's like, yeah, if you come across a gal that you're, find interesting. Obviously, we put a little bit of rules twisted on it. It's not like we both hopped on the Tinder and just started fucking swiping, Like, there was some rules. It's not like, But like, yeah, I was like, well, let me just show you how it would go down and how I would hope you would do it too. Is like, I bring a person home. There's a picture. You probably can't see it, but there's a picture off in the background of her and the dogs and me, and it's the first thing you see when you come in. Then there's another picture of me and her on the wall, and then there's another picture in the bedroom right above the bed. And so if I'm walking through with a girl who's decided to come home with me after I've already explained to her, like, I have an open, like, me and my girlfriend, like, this is my girlfriend, in case you haven't understood this yet. Going to be with her in about 6 months. Going to be with her in about 6 months. Third time, going to be with her in the 6 months. If you think I'm going to meet your fucking parents or go out on dates with you, you're fucking high right now, and you need to leave my place right now, because this is just a physical thing, and it's just, whatever. So, and she laughed at that, and, very well this whole thing could blow up in my face, but at least trying something different rather than, like, holding on to harbored feelings and feeling like you're trapped in a relationship with somebody umpteen miles away, fucking, and we'll just see how it goes. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, well, then, at least we didn't waste each other's time. But the main thing is we're both honest with each other, and we tell each other when shit happens. So, which, that's just how we roll. I don't expect other people to do that too, I mean, I know there's other people who have way more open relationships where it was like, how was your day, honey? I fucked the maid the other day, and she's like, yeah, it's okay. Like, okay. That's fine, I fucked a pool boy. It's like, all right. And then they high-five each other and just start banging themselves. Yeah, just... oh, shit. But, yeah, so...
Hey, everybody's
interesting.
Got different views, man.
Hey, that's the way the world goes round, and if you don't like the way I do my shit, that's fine. As long as I'm not sitting there going, Billy, that's the way to go. You have to do it my way. It's my way or the highway, Billy.
Oh.
You don't like it, get the fuck out of here and just be celibate.
That's good.
Jesus. Yeah.
Have you seen the pictures going around of the little memes going around of X amount of days without sex? Have you seen? What?
No. Oh, is it
Like
is it the one where like their head is
it's like day 100 without sex, bit by mosquito. Got, and there was I can't remember.
Got an erection.
Got an erection.
Something like that.
Seen any of
That
those,
sounds
huh?
funny as shit.
Oh,
no,
you're gonna
dude.
get bored.
I did see the fucking what's it called, the no nut 19 or some shit like that. I had to share it immediately. It was like a picture of that thing where it shows your mind expanding and then eventually you reach enlightenment, and it's no nut 19 where you don't come at all. It's fucking and it's like
okay, so I'll go through a couple of these and you can let me know what you think of them. So I haven't pre-read any of them, so there's that. Day 475 without sex. Went through airport security and asked to be pat down just so I could be held again. Hold on, these are all pretty PG ones.
Those can be sometimes funny too.
Day 96 without sex. I shook my soda before opening it so I would bust all over my face. Day 147 without sex. Made mac and cheese today. Wasn't even hungry. I just wanted to hear what good pussy sounded like. Day 46 without sex. Licked the priest's fingers when he put the communion bread in my mouth. That's pretty far back.
That one. Dude, that's pretty fucking dark. It's hilarious though. I mean, depending. You know what I was reading? So this is a funny fucking little tidbit of information. So, I mean, I don't know how you feel about abortion or whatever, but it's a pretty big topic in like me and my girlfriend's life, just because like, we're both adamant about. Oh shit, that's funny. I'll have to save that. Yeah, so see, it's tweets. It's on Twitter. I do have a Twitter, but I never fucking use it. And I'll have to check that out though, because that's funny as fuck. But me and my girlfriend we talk about abortion a lot or whatever, and like, I don't know. It's so funny because I like to listen to all different points of view on it, right? And like, I got some Catholic friends who are like very anti-abortion, and it's like, okay, that's nice that you're that way. Let's talk about why. And then it's usually, obviously it's all about the life thing, like they considered your life. And I actually got into a giant fucking and of course it was Facebook, but a giant Facebook spat over it, and it essentially devolved into me and the other guy arguing about when life happens or whatever. And but I was reading the other day, like on the shitter. That's where I do most of my reading. Just going back into history and stuff. Catholic priests used to perform abortions. Did you know that? Yeah. Isn't that fucked, dude? Like, I mean, they used to fuck each other. Not fuck each other. They used to like slam fucking poon all the time. Did you know that? They were like
the old days was the most fucked up shit ever. It was always do as I say. I mean, do as
not as I do. Yeah, not do as I say, not as I do.
Yeah. So that era was fucked because you couldn't do anything about it. It was just do as I say. And
it was just straight like
and you could get away with shit like that. It wasn't like Yelp was kicking around. To bring that full self.
Nobody was taking pictures of you doing it.
No one's like, no, sorry, this Catholic priest goes and bangs Susie from Middletown. It's you didn't have that kicking around. So,
oh my god, dude, yeah. So I mean, there's like, but like, so I mean, I like it when people are consistent. That's my whole thing. Is like, be consistent with your shit. Don't just say it like. Like, again, I got those Catholic friends, and some of them are like, they're Catholics, they don't believe in abortion, but they're ready to go bomb people in other countries. And it's like, well, you're not really pro-life now, are you? You're just pro that type of life, not other people's lives. Because it's like,
and you could. It's kind of a drastic difference there, though. It depends on who you're bombing, you know. And then you get into a whole debate on whether, you know, we're really doing anything over there currently that's, you know, justifiable. You know, you get into conversations like that. So it's
but that's what I mean. But you would think
there's a lot of you got to be on this side, on that side in order to believe this and be accurate, or you're full of shit because you're just not. You're just picking whatever you want. But
exactly, yeah. Well, that's what most people do anyway. I mean, I'm guilty of it too. You know, like I fucking hate The Last Jedi, and people hate it when I talk about The Last Jedi on here just because I talk about it so much. But like, there's certain shit that I pick and choose about certain Star Wars movies where I'm like, that's great, and then the rest of it's shit. And then it's the same thing with The Last Jedi. I mean, don't get me wrong, that movie fucking sucks. But like, you know, I do the same thing where you pick and choose. Obviously, it's completely different than like the whole abortion debate. But like, you know, yeah, people are inconsistent, I guess, with like their viewpoints on things, on most things, I should say. And you know, it just fucking, I'm like, really? Okay, you're against that? I like to go the whole George Carlin route. Well, do you kill mosquitoes? Because then you're not really pro-life, are you?
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
The only ones that are pro-life are those Buddhist monks who allow things to eat them while they're still alive.
What the fuck?
If a bird fly... Yeah, dude, you never hear that? Some people will be meditating on top of mountains and shit, and birds will think they're dead because they're staying, like, because they're not moving. And to reach enlightenment, you're not allowed to allow shit from outside affect you. So it's like insects come up and bite you. Fucking birds come down, they peck at you and take chunks of flesh out of you. Sometimes animals will do it. Like the guy who lit himself on fire. I think it was for Vietnam or something like that. There was a guy who lit himself on fire and he sat there and just let himself burn. He didn't move, didn't do nothing, just fucking... And it was televised too. All over the place. But yeah, he fucking lit himself on fire, dude. Didn't move. So yeah, so those people are fucking really like pro-life. Those are the only pro-life motherfuckers out there. It's just... You're gonna allow a bird to eat your body because you're like, oh, that's just part of the circle of life. It's
what
like,
the fuck? Dude,
God,
I'm pro
damn.
my own life too.
Yeah, pro my own life. Yeah. Well, that's the thing too. Is like anytime somebody's like, you know, I'm super. I don't kill anything. I'm a pacifist. It's like, oh no, motherfucker. Somebody comes into your house and tries to kill your loved ones. You're gonna try and kill them too. You're not gonna sit there and try and bait them down with like,
please,
you know,
no, please
like,
stop.
Yeah,
don't do it.
Please don't do that. Don't fucking football punt my baby out the window. Please don't do that. No, you're gonna jump on that person and rip their goddamn eyes out.
Make you a bad person.
You know? Dude, I've seen people do that over dogs. Have you ever seen somebody fight somebody over dogs? Yeah, just fucking
Dude,
right.
That's why the term fur babies is kicking around.
Oh my god. Just punch people in the dick anytime, even if they don't have a dick. Punch them where their dick would be.
I mean, at this point, nothing surprises me anymore. There's not much that people can do that surprised me, except that bit about the monks there. That surprised the hell out of me. But
that surprised the hell out of you, right?
But then again, it didn't. But it was.
Well, there was another monk. just because I'm glad I could surprise you. There was another monk that believed that if you encase yourself, okay, so you fast for like 40 days or something like that. You do no water, no food, some shit like that. I'm butchering the facts already. But essentially what you do is you get yourself to the point where you're almost
dead. 7 days.
And wrap yourself up and encase yourself in this tomb with food to eat. And you eat that and you slowly die from starvation in there, encased in your own shit and piss. And you will achieve enlightenment as you die. So,
wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, right? Like, it's like you're starving yourself to the point where you're almost dead. Then you give yourself some food, but only after you wrap yourself or mummify yourself and eat a little bit a day